Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Gimpy, and I'm here with part 2 of my review through covering Pavlovs House by DVG Games. Before I get started into it, real quick thing, I am going to be going on that trip here soon, so I'm not going to have as many videos up, and then you guys will see, you know, about a week, week and a half, 2 weeks, just depending on how long it takes me to edit when I get back. Block of time where you won't see anything coming up from me just because I won't be home to put it up. So don't worry, I will be coming back. We'll be gone for a little while up at the WBC. So I will see some of you guys there. Now, back to the game. One thing I did forget to mention in the previous video, I think I forgot to mention anyway, was the little wooden blocks that come with the game. These are able to be used interchangeably with the tokens, the little round counters that come with the game. I'm not going to use them because I think it's going to be easier for you guys to see in the video, having the actual counters on the board versus having the little wooden cubes, because they'll be kind of small from a distance. But this is an option if you don't want to use counters. They do have the little wooden blocks, which is nice to have. So I'm having some difficulty for some reason with the cards, the graphics for the cards, on getting them to load for some damn reason. For some unknown reason, my editing software is accepting the counter images and all that crap and the images I've made of the board itself, but it's not accepting the images of the cards. So I will be holding those up on the off chance I am not able to fix that before I edit this video. So just be on the lookout for that. I will try to hold the cards up that I'm drawing, though, as best I can for the camera to see. All right, watch previous video if you haven't. We're going to jump right into it. First bit of the turn, you're going to start by drawing your cards. Do remember that there is a player aid, nice little player aid here, for each section of the game. We're going to start with our Soviet cards. We're going to draw 4 and do 3 actions, all right? So let's see what kind of 3 actions we got going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set our deck out of the way. And we have, all right, no fog. No fog of war to worry about. All right, we've got the Signal Battalion, which I said does these things up here, can get you extra actions, which is a good thing, but it's hard to fill all those. AA guns, that's a definite. I'll probably be doing that. Volga military flotilla, that's down over here. I can't do anything with that yet because I don't have anything in the staging area. I have to take and do something with the 62nd, I think someone said it was the regiment or army. Yeah, army. 62nd Army up there to take and get supplies here to use the Volga. More of that. Okay, here we go. Command post. So using this, I can take and put supplies here and then truck them over. And then we've got sappers and artillery. I'll tell you what, since I don't have any enemies on the board yet, not a whole lot of reason to push for artillery or sappers. It's best for me to focus on getting some supplies for now. So I'll tell you what, we're going to do our AA gun here. We're going to do our military flotilla, and we're going to do our 62nd Army command post. So this is going to give us supplies. We're going to do this one first. This is going to give us supplies here, 5 tokens in our staging area, and then this one, the military flotilla, is going to allow us to put 3 of them here, and then this allows us to put an AA token. So let's grab our tokens that we need real quick. One, no, we're going to put 267th, throw that right there. So we've got some AA, and now I need to figure out which 5 that I want. Let's see. Oh, what do I want? I think I'll do that. Okay, here we go. Got a little collection, and I will throw it up on screen for you guys to make it easier. But I grabbed a couple of food, a sapper, and an ammo, and a medic pack that I put here in the staging area. And now that was my 62nd Army action, was putting these tokens here, putting 5 of them over. Now the Volga convoy action allows me to take 3 of them and put them over here. So the thing is you have a lot of AA Stuka dive bombers coming in. So I try to put my counters in numbers that are going to be rolled least often. So I know, you know, from like rolling 2d6, the odds are greater for rolling a 7. And I'm not a math expert by any means, but I'm thinking rolling 3d6, which is what you do on air attacks, it's still going to be more likely to roll a 7 than it is going to be a 5. So I'm going to put the ones that I'm more likely or needing more severely up here in the front. So we'll do a food, we'll do a medic. I don't need ammo. Ammo are the black ones that turn into 5 suppression counters. I've got 10 there now, so okay, we'll do it this way. We've got food, medic, sapper token, loaded up, ready to go. And then up here, we've got ourselves a AA gun that is ready to go. And those are the ones we can use when we're fending off airstrikes, which you guys will probably see here in a sec, because the first set of enemy cards that are in deck 1 of the Wehrmacht cards are a shitload of Stuka bombers. So you'll probably be seeing those here in a sec. Let's pan over to the middle section and then we'll do our Wehrmacht cards. Okay, here we are. We're here at the center section and we're getting ready to see what those damn dirty Nazis are getting ready to do to us. This is the part where you're going to draw 3 cards from our Wehrmacht deck and you're going to resolve them in order. So you'll draw 1 card, resolve it, draw next card, resolve it, and so on until you do 3 of them. I go ahead and I just draw them all out, lay them out, and see what happens. So our first card is going to be, what I tell you, Stuka Bomber. Next one's going to be Scouts. That's not going to be too bad. And then Attack Building. That's going to be actually a big attack, so that's not good for us. I'll set those right there so you guys can see them. Well, let's pick this up actually. So, all right, when you're looking at your Stuka die bombers, you see how it's got a couple of different numbers here on it. The one at the bottom right, like I said in our little setup video, that's your different decks. They're going to be numbered 1 to 5. So you'll start with your 1s, then go to 2s, 3s, 4, 5, and it gets kind of harder along the way. So our bomber here, they're going to try to bomb, you know, our supplies that we've got going on our right side of the board. This tells you how many, the top number. So we've got 3 bombers coming in, and the 4 in the shield icon is their defensive value. So if you roll to go after them by using AA guns, 4 or higher is what you need to roll. Now I am going to use a token that we placed earlier. For each one of these that you use, you get to roll 2 dice to take and attempt to take out our Stuka die bombers. So I'm going to take and spend 1 to roll 2 dice. Any 4s or higher will reduce this by 1 bomber, or 2 if I happen to do well on both of them. So shoot, okay. My dice can be seen. Let's take and roll this real quick, see what we get. All right, not bad. We got 1 of them. Is that on camera? Yeah. We got a 5 and a 2. If this had been 2 5s, we would only do 1 bomber. As it is, we're going to do 2 bombers. So I will take and set those there. Now we're going to take, for the Stuka die bomber, and roll 3 dice 2 times. Since we took out 1 of their bombers, that leaves 2 bombers left to go, and each bomber rolls 3 dice, and that's going to correlate to these numbers that are across the board, 3, 4, and all the way up to 18 on this side of the board. Whatever you roll is the place that's hit. If it's got a token already in it, the token comes off. If it doesn't have a token, then it gets a disrupted token. Instead of moving the camera around back and forth, I'll take and put up here in the corner this section of the map that was hit, and put a little disrupted token so you guys can see what I'm talking about without having to throw the camera everywhere. All right, so our first bomber is coming in, and it is going to 11. Ooh, that took out, let me grab one of those. That took out one of our artillery pieces. So we're going to have to take and try to get that artillery piece back. Throw it up in the corner there for you guys. All right, second bomber. All right, our second bomber that's left is going to take and hit. You gotta be shitting me. I rolled the same damn number. I rolled a 6, 4, and 1 twice. What the hell are the odds? All right, so that hit 11 again. Since 11 is already hit, we're going to go 1 higher. We're going to 12. So the 267th AA guns, we lost 1 of those. So not horrible. At least my supplies are still good, because last time I played through this game, I kept losing my supplies off of that Volga route there across the river, and it was hard to keep my troops going. Okay, so this takes care of our bomber. Set that over in our discard. And now we're going on to our scouts. This is really easy. We're going to take and roll 1d6 to determine what lane he's going to be placed on. And if we had any suppression counters, we could attempt to suppress him. We don't have any suppression counters moved yet because we haven't done any of our stuff over on this side of the board. So we don't have to worry about that just yet. So we're just going to roll 1 dice. It is a 1, so he's going to be here on this green track. We'll take a scout counter, place him right there, and we're good to go. Now, if another troop lands over here, he's going to take and move forward, and then potentially hit our house. So you want to try to keep these guys, these lanes clear, just like you would as any other tower defense type game. So, scout taken care of. Now this one, I hate these. I hate these with a passion because I want to keep my defensive levels high, and it's hard to do it when these things are attacking. Okay, the way this works is, you see how it's color-coded just like everything else, and then it's got the color codes numbered off. So you're going to roll to determine what side of the building is attacked. Green, red, or purple, and you know, it's 33% chance on either one. We'll take and roll our d6. Let me back this up a little bit so you guys can see it easier. Roll our d6. We got a 4, so it's going to hit red. Now we're going to roll 4 dice, since that's our attack value, and we're going to compare it against our defensive value. I'll show you our defensive value up here in the corner. For red right now, just like every other part of the house, it starts as a 6. So what this means is that we're going to roll the attack for 4 dice, and if any of these come up as a 6, then our defensive value goes down. I am really hoping it doesn't, because each time it goes down, that makes it much easier the next time, because if it's defensive value 5, then it's going to be 5s or 6s, bring it down, then 4, 5, or 6, and you guys see what I'm talking about. Once it gets down to 3, then it's pretty much anything but a 1 or 2 is shattering all your guys there in the house. So you really want to keep your defensive values high if you can. All right, what do we got here? No 6s, no whammy. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Look at that. All 3s and 4s, baby. All right, we're good. We came out of that one pretty well, I got to say. All right, let's take and pan over to the house, and we will do our counters. All right, we're back down to our house now. You can see we're set up for our very first turn. All our starting guys are down here. Our little starting supplies are over here. And thankfully, all our defensive values are still at 6. Now, the way I do this is I take 3 command tokens and I lay them here on the left side just to help me remember which ones I've spent. And then as I spend them, I put them next to whatever guy, you know, is doing whatever thing that I have them doing. So you're going to start with your movement. You get 3 moves. Again, unless you get all 3 of your commanders in the house, then you can have 4 commands and 4 moves and all that good stuff, but we don't have that yet. Now, this is just me spitballing, saying what I've discovered so far, but I think the safest part of the house, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong on this, I think the safest part of the house is purple 1, okay? Because purple only has 1 line of troops coming into it versus 3 for red and 2 for green. Plus, if you hit somewhere in the house that's empty, then you're going to pan up, like if I think it's arty or sniper round or whatever is coming in, and say it hits 3 and there's no one in 3, well then you'll look higher first and then lower. So it would have to be no one in 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, you know, up here along the top for purple 1 to be hit, or for purple 1 to specifically be hit for that to happen. So I think that's my safest spot. It's not the same over here with green and red, because green and red share 1 and 2 over here, and you got all 5 lanes pointing at it, so it's a lot easier to get hit. So I like to put my commander down over here so I can at least have 1 guy that is in a safer position. So I'm going to take Mr. Pavlov, my main guy, Pavlovs House. He's going into purple 1, and I've got 2 other moves that I can do. I know I want to put one in the radio, so green 6, because that's going to be one of my actions, so I can get some extra troops coming in. So that's green, purple. We got to put one guy in red. Let's see. Should I go 1, 2 so I get some lines of fire going? Yeah, we'll go ahead and go with that, because this guy can take an action to take and try to shoot at those scouts that we dealt with earlier. Okay, so here are my 3 moves. Now, again, moves don't exhaust your guys. They don't flip them over, so you're good. Now we take 3 actions. And those 3 actions, again, are listed down on your little Soviet counter. Player aid, things like attack, suppress, command, request reinforcements, forward observer, anti-tank, all this crap. Some of them require the person to have either a special skill or be in a certain spot. Request reinforcements requires a special spot. Radio can take and spend an action, which I'm doing, and this gives you 2 points to take and spend, okay? You can take and get 6 by doing a command action with one of your cards during your Soviet card turn, but by doing it here, you get 2 points to spend. And who do I want to bring in? Do I want to bring in one guy or some weapons? Yeah, there's so much to bring in. I know who I'm gonna try to bring in when I get some reinforcement points, when I get a big reinforcement point card. I'll show you guys that, but it's a little harder because a lot of these 1 guys don't have very good stats. They're 1 point, so I either want to bring in a couple of 1-pointer guys, or we'll do 1 2-point. Okay, so let's do this guy. What is his name here? Majiskavelli? Yeah, Majiskavelli. Okay, Majiskavelli is coming in. So that's one of my actions, is taking and bringing him in from the reserve, spending 2 points, bringing him in. He goes straight to the reserves. I'm out of moves, so I can't bring him out onto the board, but I'll have him to bring out later. I've got 2 actions left. Let's see, what are we going to do with those 2 actions? Okay, I'll tell you what. I will have Mr. Pavlov take and do a suppression action. So he's going to take one of the suppression counters and he's going to place it in purple. That will allow us to take an attempt to suppress any German troops that get into that purple line. All right, if we have suppression counters here. But yeah, it took me a little while to figure out what was going on with that, because suppression and attack seem kind of similar, but they are different. But they kind of accomplish the same thing. You guys will see when we take and get back over to here when I've got some suppression tokens. And I guess we'll just take and do a regular attack here and just hope for the best, because I can either do an attack or I can do a suppress with this guy. If I do a suppress, I can only put it in one of the 2. I can't put it in both. Or I can attempt to kill the scouts. I'll tell you what, we'll attempt to kill the scouts. We'll take the direct shot at it. All right, so since the scout that's over here on the green line, he's got a 5 defense indicated by that little shield icon. That means I need a roll of a 5 or higher when I'm doing an attack to attempt to take him out. And again, since I'm in this area that is green and red, I can take and attack either green or red lines. So we're good, but that also means he can be attacked by anyone in the green or red lines. Let's hope for a 5 or 6 on this one. Take out those scouts early on. 1. That's not good. That's really bad. That's a pretty typical gimpy roll there. So there we go. Now, one thing you definitely want to keep in mind here is your counters can only do 1 action, because at first I was thinking that I could take and have some guys do some actions, flip them over to exhausted, and then use my commander action to take and flip those guys back over and be good. You can't do that. You can't take and recover and act on the same turn. It's very specific about that. Now on my next turn, since my commander is exhausted, I'm going to have to take and do a recover action on him to take and bring him back around. It's the way the game's set up. Just understand that you're not doing multiple actions with counters. You're just doing your 1 action per turn, right? But that's it. That's a full round right there. And then all you got to do is go back to your cards. and you're good to go. I'll tell you what, since we haven't gone too far on this video, let's take and do one more quick round, and then I'll pause it at that point. So let's head back over to the right and do our cards. Okay, so we're back over here to the right, and you guys can see the disruptions that we had from our attacks in the previous turn from the bombers here in 11 and 12, since 11 got hit twice. So that's where those counters go. Let's take and draw our next 4 cards and see what we're going to be doing on this round. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4. Yep. All right. And let's see. More Volga, Sappers, Volga, Anti-Air. Ooh, this is what I was looking for. 13th guards is the ability to bring in reinforcements, so I'm definitely going to be doing that one. And Fog of War. All right, so when you draw these cards, like I said, they just junk up your hand. So I don't have a choice of 4 different cards. I've only got a choice of 3 different cards on this turn. So you want to try to keep those Fog of War cards out of your hand as much as possible. So, all right, this card, 13th guards, you can take and get 6 reinforcement points instead of 2. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. Let's take and see what I'm going to drag in. And this one I'm doing for the designer because I think it's funny. I got to support him. Let's see. Who am I bringing in with it? I got to do another. Ooh, yeah, this will be good. Forward Observer. Should I do that? Yeah, we'll do a Forward Observer. And in honor of the designer, I'm doing 2 3-pointers. We have Potansky, yeah, Potansky, and Mrs. Lucy. She's got the nice hair. She's coming to Pavlovs House to tear shit up. So Lucy strikes back. We'll take and throw her into our reserves there. Oh, and Potansky there is Forward Observer. That's what that F means. So if you have one of these guys and you have some artillery here, you can take and call in artillery over here on those dirty little Nazis. So I'll take and throw him over there. Oh, something to keep in mind. I don't remember if I mentioned this in the first video or not. Any of the counters that have, zoom in on it, that little K right there in the bottom left, if they're a Kickstarter counter like this, you don't take and just throw these in. So that you don't get like 50 extra counters to take and choose from. They exchange out between the normal Russian ones at a 1-to-1 basis. So I put this one into the game, but I took out another 3-point counter. All right, so I took this one out of the game and I put this one into it. The rest of the Kickstarter counters I left out. So Lucy, you should feel honored. You're the only Kickstarter counter into my game right now. All right, so that takes care of our 13th guards. And all right, since you guys saw how much those bombers can really jack you up, I'm definitely going to do a 1083rd anti-air. We'll take and throw one down there for that. So that's the second card spent. And then I'm going to do the Volga. Again, our flotilla. And you guys can see that I've got counters here. So I get to take these and put them into my supply. So I got myself some more food, some medical supplies, and a little sapper counter I can use. So that's nice. Clears this out, and then I've got a little bit of extra supplies left here from previously that I can try to move through, or I can move more down into the staging area. I would like to get more AA up, because I'll tell you what, the AA is something I just never seem to have enough of, and they're always getting blown out. I don't know if it's just me, my game, or what, but all right, let's pan back over to the center, and we'll see what the Germans are going to kick us with this time. All right, we're back down here, ready to draw our Wehrmacht Nazi cards. See what the little butt nuggets are doing this round. 1, 2, and 3. First one is going to be more bombers. Whoa, big surprise there. Another attack the building, and oh my god, look at that one. 5 dice. That side's done for. And some riflemen. So not too bad, depending on where the riflemen go. Okay, let's take and do our Junkers Ju-87 bomber run. 3 bombers coming in. I am going to spend an AA token to try to take and weed those little butt nuggets out. So let's take and roll 2 dice. Bombers have a defensive value of 4. Let's see if we can stop a couple of them in their tracks. No! Oh, shit. Oh, full bomber run coming through. All right, first bomb run. See where it's going. And that is, what is that? 14. Ooh, they're hitting high. Sorry about reaching in front of the camera. I needed some of the disrupted tokens. Oh, they're hitting that. And I do believe 14 causes me to get a Fog of War card. Where is it? Let me pause real quick and take a look. All right, so yeah, I was right. The 14 through 17 getting hit does cause a Fog of War card to come in, but it does not go on into like your active deck. It goes into your discards. So I'm going to throw that into my discarded deck, which means I've got one more Fog of War floating around in there. I definitely want to try to get rid of this, try to get that Fog of War out of there, because I do not want that to clog up my hands. Also, while I was looking it up, I stumbled across something else. I mistakenly said, I think in the first video, that hitting number 18 is an instant death. It's actually not. If you have a disrupted token on there and then it gets disrupted again, then it goes out. So it takes 2 hits to kill 18 for your game to be over. Still same thing. You do not want hits at number 18 there in your top right. All right, let's do our next bombing run. We got 2 more to do. Let's see what happens. You gotta be kidding me. What the hell? 12, 16. Damn. Yeah, another Fog of War card going in my discards. Yeah, that is just no bueno. You guys can see how quickly these bombers can really mess you up. All right, last one. 11, which is already hit. 12 is already hit, so this goes into 13. So I've got one AA battery that is completely wiped the hell out. 267th is full, so that is not good. I am getting torn up here. All right, bomber's done. We're going to do another attack the building. Same thing. We've got 5 dice this time instead. This is big attack. Let's take and see what part of the building is going to be hit. It is going to be green. Ooh, not good. All right, we're going to roll all 5 dice. Any 6s, which I've been rolling a lot of them, is going to mean that I'm losing one of my defensive value on my green side. So let's see what happens. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, baby. What do you see? What do you see? 1, 1, 5, 5, 2. Not a 6 in the bunch. Oh, we weathered the big attack. Pavlov was staring them down on that one. Scared the shit out of them. Go, Pavlov. It's your birthday. All right, we got one little thing of riflemen coming out. No big deal there. They are going to go where? Let's take and roll a dice, see where they're going. My luck, I'll roll a 1, and they'll take and push those scouts a little farther. All right, let's take and see where they're going. Son of a bitch. All right, and I don't have a suppression token to attempt to suppress them, so bam, just like that, you guys can see how it's going. I've got to try to get a sapper token over here, try to slow these little butt nuggets down, because good grief. All right, that takes care of this round of enemy attacks. Let's take and pan over there, and we'll do our counters real quick, and we'll call it for this video. Okay, we're back over here to the house itself to see what we're going to do. And I've got some counters I'm going to take and bring out into combat here. For my moves, do remember you can move to a position that has a counter already in it, but you can't move to a position if the counter is exhausted or disrupted. So I can't take and like switch out into this radio position to get another call in since that guy's already disrupted, even though I would like to. So we're going to bring Big Lucy Styles out. I'm going to put her in 5 because she has an attack of 2, and I want her to try to take out those scouts that are moving in on us. Let's see, where am I going to move these other 2 guys? We'll take and put one of them up here in 5 and 6, Chernolov, and Magic Escalivi here is going to go where? Let's see. I'll put him, if I put him in purple too, Yeah, I'll put him in purple 2 to take and protect Pavlov for now, because I do want to protect my commanders as much as possible. Now I've got 3 actions. I know I'm going to take 1 to recover Pavlov. I definitely want to try to bring him around. Now you guys will remember also, I did take and bring in a forward observer. You'll notice I'm not putting him out on the board yet. I don't have any artillery tokens, so there's no need to take and risk my expensive guy by putting him on the board just for his 1 attack. There's others I can take and put out that are cheaper, so I'm not going to worry about bringing out my forward observers until I've got some artillery tokens I can do something with. Unfortunately though, since I am using a command token to flip Pavlov, I can't take and use him to recover the others. Remember, 1 action, so nothing else. Now you can take, for example, say a commander is used to provide 3 recover actions, because that's what they do, is 3 recovers. If you have a token that's exhausted and disrupted, so let's say Lucy was flipped over like this and she had a disrupted token on her, you could use 1 recover action to remove disrupted token and another to flip her. That's not 2 different actions. That's removing the disrupted and taking the exhaustion off, but that would be 2 recover actions. Okay, so I know I'm going to take and have her attack. What else do I want to do? Do I have anything else I can do? I would like to take and get a suppression into green over here, but just in case that I have anything else. But I'm focusing on having her do her attack. Damn, I can't. We'll just take and have dummy up here exhaust to bring in a suppression token up here into red, since I can't get one over into blue or to green, unfortunately. All right, Lucy has an attack value of 2. You can tell by her little number 2. Second number is her suppression value. Sorry, Lucy, I didn't mean to drop you. 2 for her attack. So part of the reason I brought her out, because she does have a decent attack. We're going to try to take that scout out that's moving up on us, because I do not want him getting in. So 3 actions: recover Pavlov, suppression token, and bringing Lucy in for the attack. And you'll see I've got 4 guys that are exhausted, but next turn I'll be able to take and use Pavlov to take and bring 3 of them out of exhaustion for 1 action for him. So that's where your commander is really going to start to take and, you know, be worth his weight. All right, Lucy's attack. Let me make sure my dice tower's in there. All right, see if we can get these scouts. Come on, take them out. Oh, I'm going to give it to her. It fell outside of the dice tray, but I'm going to give it to her anyway. Big Lucy style strikes back, takes the scouts out, keeps us in the game. Thank you, Lucy. I appreciate it. Your lovely hair was blowing in the breeze as you were gunning down those bastards. Good job. Good job. All right. That takes care of our final action, actually. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to cut this one here, and we will pick up and do another few turns when I do the next part 3. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to play through the whole thing, because there's a lot of game and I've got a whole lot of other stuff I'm trying to hit within the time frame, but I do want to make sure I cover every aspect of the game in the review through. So I do want to show you guys a few things you haven't seen yet, which is like the resupply phase, storm group, stuff like that we haven't covered, and we will make sure and cover that in the next video. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next one.